Alright, ladies and gentlemen, 3A Host Productions. This is That Devil. And what I'm about to do is, if you haven't played Project Gorgon yet, or you're interested in a game with many different professions or skills, I'm gonna kind of go through a basic breakdown. I don't have everything. My character's really not that, far along, but just so you could get a basic idea of what's going on in this game. It is in like an alpha mode, and it was a part of Project Greenlight for Steam later on in the year, but since Project Greenlight is going away, I don't know if that's going to affect this or not. But let's go to the skill sets real quick. Now here we go. We got anatomy, and then you have all these different breakdowns. You learn like undead anatomy and rodent anatomy, and the more you learn about the anatomy of these different breakdowns, you get skill points for those, and then you get certain things. But like it says, knowledge of the physiology of creatures in general. This is an umbrella skill that encompasses a vast suite of sub-skills for particular types of creatures. This skill represents generalized knowledge that applies to all creatures in the world. 15 levels come from bonuses. So you got like armor patching, repair kits to fix your armor. I come from not really liking crafting. I've always been a hunter or gatherer or forager or miner, gathering kind of skill set. I don't really like to craft, so it just depends on your choice. But I really like this idea: when you kill a creature, you don't just kill them and loot them. You kill them, then you can butcher them, or you can skin them, which you can skin in other games. But you can also autopsy, and then gain skills from autopsy, and then possibly find stuff. You can bury the corpse once you've slayed them, and it will make them respawn faster, which is a really cool idea, because in most games you go grinding, you kill everything, and it lays there, and then it has to have a timer on it, and then they respawn. In this, you can accelerate that by burying them, and then you gain skills for that. So like cooking here, preparing food, yada yada. It tells you what happens at like level 5. You get max power +1. At level 60 you get +1 to knife fighting, so it's kind of a little bit more incentivized, because when you cook in other MMOs, you're basically just cooking, and then you get the attributes based on the meals you make and the recipes you create. But in this, you're getting other skills, so I think you get, it's either empathy or something when you bury the corpses. I don't remember what it was. You could meditate in the game and gain more attributes for a certain amount of time. Currently I'm running psychology and sword fighting. You can see my sword fighting is higher than all this other stuff. But psychology, understanding the mind of sentient creatures, also using that knowledge in combat and other stressful situations. When you go into your abilities, for example, psychoanalyze. You attempt to unravel the target's rage, making it more difficult for them to use their rage attacks. Chances of success are based on your psychology skill and the enemy's mental proficiency. Tell me about your mother. Convince an enemy to discuss their thoughts and fears with you instead of attacking. Chances of success are based on your psychological skill and the enemy's mental proficiency. Strike a nerve, say something cruel that plays upon the target's fears and failures, dealing psychic damage. And what I like is a couple of these are ranged. Matter of fact, they're all ranged. But you can hit them from far away, and then they'll run to you, and then you can hit them with your sword or whatever. So it was kind of cool because I was trying to run more of like a warrior type set, but then I come across this, and I can attack things from far away before they get to me. I have them down by, see, 19 psychic damage. This teases and aggravates the enemy. So I like the not uniqueness, but the refreshing experimental aspect of Gorgon, or Gorgon, however you want to say it. Also, you have this special bar that shows up on the left hand side, and like here it lets you summon your body's last reserves and a power in an emergency. So it gives you 40 power, you know. Spore bombs, you make these bombs, you can toss them. Shut down automation, constructs are stunned. Charm, you can charm a rat or probably other things. This is all I got right now, but you have to have cheese to do it, and then you get basically a companion to run with you and actually fight for you or defend you while you're, you know, out going. First aid, typical, like everything. Patch up your armor. Other games you gotta run to a blacksmith or something to get it. Seek objective. Instantly turn to face the next objective in your active quest. So it's pretty decent. And then first aid 2, which is better than first, you know. So it's pretty cool. The amount of thing. I mean, you even get experience in dying, and eventually, you know, things start to happen. And other games, you die and you got to run back to your body or whatever. In this, you actually gain health and stuff at being at a proficient at dying. So it's kind of cool, you know. Teleportation, skinning, psychology, pathology. See, pathology, skill in figuring out how someone or something died. Higher skill allows more details and to be determined, and more difficult organisms to be examined. But there's a lot of stuff, like when you kill an enemy, you can autopsy them, loot them, then butcher them, then bury them. You know, so it gives you a lot of stuff to do. The only thing, or only main complaint that I have with the game as of now is you get a bunch of quests and you don't really have any. I don't really want a full-fledged hold my hand quest helper, but give me the ability to like get a hot or cold or a generalized area that, like, maybe on the map it shows like an area that I should be going towards or something to that effect. But you got gardening and foraging and fishing, and in this game it's interesting because when you fish, you just run in and grab the fish, and you don't have to have a fishing pole or any of that kind of stuff. So that's kind of refreshing. Battle chemistry, using alchemical concoctions in the heat of battle, not for the faint of heart or the particularly sane. This combat style specializes in area effects of all types. Advanced practitioners can also ingest their formulas directly to take on a new combat personality. Masters can even create homunculus to serve them in battle. The butchering, the skill in the act of removing meat and useful body organs from a corpse. You need to be carrying a butcher knife in order to butcher the corpse. Corpses of sentient creatures such as goblins and humans cannot be butchered. Calligraphy actually helps your knife skill, your sword skill, something like that. Yeah, swordsman. So, kind of cool. I'm not sure exactly. I was supposed to get calligraphy and I somehow missed it, so I gotta go back and get that. Carpentry, preparing or treating lumber, making things out of wood, typical. Civic pride represents your willingness to tackle the small, mundane task in your community and your understanding of why that's important. The skill is especially valued by humans. Compassion, that's what it was when you bury the corpses. The ability to feel empathy, even for creatures not at all like yourself. You know, your typical other stuff, but unlike other games where you gotta pick like blacksmithing and armor smithing, you actually can do it all. I mean, you can do everything and then make your own combination of what you want. Later on, I might, go into necromancy and then, or like my 3A hole counterpart, Dragnik. He has a necromancer slash lycanthrope, so he's a werewolf that can do necromancy, and actually works out pretty good. So you get to switch between these at will. There's no dual specking or anything like that, and I mean it's just, other than the UI needing to be upgraded, the game itself is actually pretty polished. A lot more quests should be. I guess there are a lot of quests, but signal me somehow that quests are available. A lot of vendors and stuff you can do favors for, and then there's boards with like work orders and stuff. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to do, but it's like having OCD. There's no focus, or ADHD. There's no focus. You get the stuff and you're running around going, "Oh my God, look at all this! Look!" And there's no real, "Hey, go this way or go that way." So, like I said, I don't want to hold my hand quest helper, but give me some kind of general visual management. I mean, really, that's about it for the professions and skills as far as I know as of now, but I haven't played this game very long at all. Maybe I'd say give me 100 hours. I think I got 100 hours in the game right now, and most of it's just running around trying to do dumb stuff, and every time I try to get a video of it, it messes up. But if you haven't tried Project Gorgon, I recommend that you download it and give it a try. Do it now before it becomes, $30 or $40, whatever it ends up being on Steam. And do it now while you can offer suggestions. Maybe there's something that you might see or feel that this game, could accomplish that hasn't happened in other games, and you'd like to see it in this game. There was a few things that I wanted to suggest, and I think I wrote them down, but I forgot them now, so I have to find where I wrote them down at. But it's cool to have input in something that's actually pretty fun. And I played everything. I played WoW, I played Star Wars: The Old Republic, I played Guild Wars 2, EverQuest 2, Final Fantasy, all that stuff, and Black Desert, Terra, Ion. I played it all, and like I said, other than some minor things here and there, this game actually keeps me wondering, and that's a good thing. I like the idea of a metabolism, but it's not to the point where it's like Conan, Age of Conan. I'm not Age of Conan. Conan Exiles. I went in and I died in like 5 minutes because I didn't have water. You know. And then there's like a heat status bar when you go to like the cold areas. You gotta have body heat. You know. It's just some cool things. You can get curses and get turned into pigs and cows and stuff like that, and then you have to go back and get the curses removed if you want to remove them. But there's some that you take the path like lycanthrope, and that's it. Once you take the path, you that's what you have. So the flexibility is there, except for maybe 2 paths so far. Get in there, try it, let the man know, support the game. It's not owned currently by any corporate entities, and like I said, it's actually a pretty good game. Bear with them, it's in alpha. So that's it. That Devil, 3 A-Holes Media. Like, subscribe, share, touch the A-Hole, leave me a comment or give me a down like. I don't give a shit. Thumbs down, you know, whatever. Later, fool.